Hey everybody, got a movie review for you. I went and saw Ford versus Ferrari. Now, I grew up in Indiana. Uh, Even if you didn't like racing, you knew about the Indy 500. I mean, it's huge. So, and then the second state that I lived in was Florida. And so I went from the Indy 500 to Daytona. So come on. So racing, isn't something that I watched all the time and that kind of stuff, but if it was on, you'd watch it. And I've been to the races a couple times, not too many, but racing is just something I've grown up with. It's something I kind of took for granted just because the Indy 500 is in your backyard. But man, when I saw this movie for Ford versus Ferrari, I was just like, okay, this is a true story. This sounds cool. I'm already intrigued. And not only did it just involve racing to where it's like, all right, I'm intrigued. It happens to have Christian Bale and Matt Damon star in this film. So I'm a huge Christian Bale fan. Maybe because he's personally my favorite Batman. Sorry to everybody who just got upset with me about that and probably stopped watching this video. But if you stayed watching this video, yes, Christian Bale, Matt Damon, their chemistry in this movie is insane. I didn't realize how much these guys working together would make me love them even more. The bond between them was perfect. It's truly incredible. I don't even know if the character that Christian Bale plays is a man by the name Ken Miles, who in a roundabout way is the driver. And then Matt Damon plays a character, sorry if I say his name wrong, but I think it's Carroll Shelby. He mostly goes by the name Shelby, but I think his first name's Carroll, or I might be mispronouncing it, but Carroll Shelby. And he's basically overseeing the project. He's like the middleman in between Ken Miles, who's helping design the car and drive it, to it's Shelby's operation. It's Shelby's whole team that's actually building the car. It's his team that goes out there. They're the pit crew, they're everything, and they're all working through the Ford company. So with all that, I don't even know if the chemistry between these two guys is as perfect as what Matt Damon and Christian Bale portrayed it to be, but I hope so, because it was incredible. The bond between them was amazing. I loved it. Even if the story sucked, I felt like this probably would have helped it build up. But fortunately, the story did not suck. It's a true story. And I didn't know this story, actually. So it was really cool to kind of go in there and see this kind of story unfold. In fact, there was a few moments I actually was like, I couldn't wait to find out what was going to happen. That temptation of just pulling out your phone and trying to Google real quick, all right, who's gonna win this race and things like that. It was so funny. There was a couple moments the suspense was fully there. So this movie really sinks its teeth in. They don't really hold back. They show the goods, the bads, overall as a whole as a movie, and individually as the people themselves, character-wise. The character development is great. Actually, I need to throw out a little props to John Bernthal, who most of you guys probably know him. He's why can't I think of his Shane from The Walking Dead, and then he's also most known recently for playing Punisher in the Marvel Netflix TV show. So I haven't seen him in a ton of movies, drama-wise especially, and the other big movie that I feel like I saw him in was Accountant, which was a few years ago. But anyways, I really enjoyed him in this film. He's a supporting character, and it was fun to kind of see him. He doesn't play a major character, but he plays a major character an aspect of like you didn't realize how much you needed him. And I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but when you see the film, you'll completely understand that it's like, oh, they could have probably just got anybody fill this role. No, you needed John Bernthal to fill this role because it was iconic for this supporting role. But anyways, you got these guys, you know, the concept of the whole story, the plot is, you know, Ford is like trying to think big, you know, like, you know, big picture kind of thinking, and so they're going to try and step into new grounds that they've never done before, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but with that being said, it's kind of like, okay, what can we do? Well, Ferrari is the top of their game at the Le Mans, you know, race. That's, and it's just so you guys know too, this race is 24 hours. It's not like your Indy 500 where, you know, few hours, you know, of racing and you're done. This race is literally 24 hours. So the car is, you know, outside the few pit stops, you know, to change tires or whatever, like this car is going non-stop. They do actually switch out drivers a couple times, but man, I just think about that, 24 hours of just straight racing. Not just to mention the drivers and that kind of stuff. You got to think about the pit crews too. Like everybody, you know, is all there and stuff. The fans that were, you know, or the audience or whatever you want to call them, you know, they're there and that kind of stuff. I mean, just the whole concept of this was just mind blowing to me. This movie does take place in mid '60s, so you know, so it is a dated film or whatever because obviously it's a true story. So it's just really cool because since I didn't know much about it, like, yeah, the suspense for me, like I knew some of the things just because, you know, I know a little bit about the story, but I didn't know the full details for sure. I definitely didn't know the full story of Ken Miles and Shelby and that kind of stuff. And man, was it really cool to see. Overall, the concept of this whole movie might not be intriguing to a lot of people just because it's a race movie, but there's so much more to this movie than it being a race movie. I mean, yeah, that is the foundation of the film, but the bond between these people, the commitment, it's not a movie just about guys, you know, who are doing racing for a living. It's guys who are doing their passion, something that they're called to do, something that they can't imagine doing anything else just because they know that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, the movie to me is definitely inspiring. James Mangold, he's the one who directed it, he directed Logan and can't think of, 3:10 to Yuma, which was another Christian Bale movie. That's awesome. But so, you know, he's directed some good films, and I think this one is going to go right up there. I easily give this film 4 out of 5, maybe a 4.5. Like, I highly recommend this movie. It's definitely a good one. There's not an after credit scene, so you don't got to worry about staying all the way through. Although I do, like always, recommend that you do. That way you can see the people that helped bring this movie to life. But the movie is 2.5 hours, so there is a little bit of that. I personally, I don't have kids, so I guess, you know, I don't look at it as tightly as some parents do, but I recommend, you know, if your kids are into racing and that kind of stuff, this would be a great film for them. I don't think there's anything outside of some few little altercations and that kind of stuff. I don't think there's anything that a child couldn't see by any means. So, yeah, highly recommend this movie, especially if anybody likes racing. It's incredible. It's a true story. That's my favorite part about this, is like, you're not just watching a movie, you're learning about people's lives, and I don't know, that's super intriguing to me. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna stop it so that way you can get on your app, whether, you know, it's your Pass, Fandango, or whatever, and buy your movie ticket. So, thank you guys. That was Ford versus Ferrari. My closer. Because I need you guys to comment if you want me to interact with you guys. I do read all of them. So if you have any comments, hit them in the comment section below. If you like this video, push the like button. And like always, hit hit the subscribe button. That way you keep up to date with future movie reviews. So thank you guys so much. Again, this is a movie review on the James Mangold movie, Ford versus Ferrari, that stars Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Thanks, guys.